Now, let's take a look at an example of a ratio question. All right. So for ratio question, there's actually a lot of different ways that you can use to solve a ratio question like this one. All right. But today I'm going to share with you the method that I prefer. All right, to do a ratio question. Okay, I call it the table method. All right. And how do I use this method? I will show you over here. Now, first, let's take a look at this question and let's identify what do we know, all right? What information can we get first? So a fruit drink contains orange and mango juice. I'm going to underline the keywords so that I know what's going on, all right? And they have it in a ratio of 2 to 3. I'm going to write this down in my table first, all right? So based on this information, I have my orange juice, and I have my mango juice. Okay? And the ratio of orange to mango juice in that drink, it's 2 to 3. So I'm going to have my ratio here. Alright, I'm going to write 2 over here, and then the ratio of my mango juice is going to be 3. Now it's important you follow the exact arrangement of how the question gave you, right? So you don't mess it up. So just follow exactly it is, okay? All right. So finally, they said over here, there are 500 ml of orange juice in the drink. Okay? So this 500 ml is going to be my actual amount of orange juice. So I'm going to write here my actual amount. So that is going to be my actual amount. So my orange juice, they are 500 ml over here. And my question is, how much mango juice is in the drink? So which means over here I have my unknown. Okay? So what have I done so far? This over here, I call it the table. Alright? I have constructed my table. Okay? So how do I construct all this? It's just based on the information from the question. Alright? And then with this information, I'm gonna do my next step now. Alright? My next step here is I'm gonna form my equation over here. Now let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this over here. Okay? I'm gonna draw a box now. Alright, let's take a look at this. Alright? 2 ratio 3. Alright? I'm gonna write it over here. We have already established an understanding of this ratio. Alright? 2 to 3. Okay? We can actually rewrite this as a fraction, right? We can actually rewrite this as 2 over 3. That is what ratios are. Okay? So now I will be using this understanding that I have to do it over here, right? So I'm going to put this box over here. I'm going to have this box over here. Alright? Okay? So what am I going to do now? Alright, what am I going to do now? I am going to form an equation over here. I'm going to change this into fraction based on my understanding over here. Alright, so this is what's gonna happen now. So I have 2 over 3. It's equals to 500 over x. Alright, so can you see over here? This 2 is corresponding to this 500, alright? 2 is corresponding to this 500, and this 3 is corresponding to this x. This 3 is corresponding to x. So over here, my next step, I have formed my equation here. Alright, I have formed my equation over here. So what's my last step? So since I have formed my equation, I have my unknown over here, I'm going to solve this using my knowledge in algebra. Alright? So what are we going to do? Alright, we are going to bring this x to the top, alright, because okay, we want to find what is this, going to bring it to the top. So this x, I'm going to bring it up. And this 3, I'm going to bring it up here. Alright, or in other words, something like cross multiply lah, huh? So once I bring it up, this is a division operation. I pass through the equal sign to bring it up here. So we understand it's going to be a multiplication operation. So over here, 2 times x, I will have 2x. Same thing, 3, pass the equal sign. Right, it's a division operation, pass the equal sign to up here, it's going to be it's going to multiply. So 500 multiplied with 3, I will get 1500, right? So finally, to find my value of x over here, x is going to equals to 1500. These two, I'm going to move down here, all right? Sticking together means our multiplication. Move down is going to be division. So my x over here is going to be 750. All right. So in other words, my mango juice over here is, all right, that I have in that food drink, it's 750 ml. Okay. So that's my third step over here. So this is, solving with algebra. Okay, so this is my way of doing ratio question. This is the way that I prefer. Okay. Now, actually, all right, I'm gonna show you something interesting over here. Okay, I'm gonna draw a line here. I'm gonna redo this question, but I'm gonna show you actually the way that I prefer. Right? Actually, I don't prefer to draw the box horizontally. I prefer to draw the box vertically. All right, let's see why. So again, I'm gonna make my table first. I have my orange juice. I'm gonna write in short form, and I have my mango juice, and I have my ratio over here, which is 2, 3, and if I have my actual amount, which is 500 and x. Okay, so I have formed my table. All right, now actually I prefer to do this vertically instead. All right, because why do I prefer this? Because this reminds me it's a fraction. All right, it's like, oh, 2 over 500, 3 over x. Okay, so I'm gonna write down my equation. It's gonna look something like this: 2 over 500, it's equals to 3 over x. Okay, now this looks a bit slightly different from this, but let's find out, will we get back the same answer, right? So let's see. So again, we're going to do our cross multiply. We're going to move this x to the top. This 500, we're going to move to the top. So what do I get? So move this over, I will get 2x. And I move this 500 over, 500 times 3, I will get 1500. Can you see? It's actually the same thing, all right? So actually you can either choose to do it horizontally, but if you choose horizontally, make sure it's horizontally all the way. If you choose to do it vertically, then vertically all the way, right? But this is what I prefer actually, vertically, okay? Because it always reminds me, oh, it's a fraction. Numerator over denominator, right? That's how I think about it. So if you solve this, x is going to be 1500 divided by 2, and x is going to be 750 ml. Okay? All right, so basically that's it lah. That's how we do our ratio question.